Hey, what's up my beautiful weebs, Diavolo here, and today we are going to look at the guy who started it all, Yuta Okkotsu. But before we get into all that, remember to headbutt that like button and leave a comment down below with who you'd like to see in the next character analysis. If you're new around here, be sure to also subscribe if you're into anime and especially Jujutsu Kaisen content. Anyway, so Yuta Okkotsu is the main protagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen's prequel series, Jujutsu Kaisen Zero, Jujutsu High. He was initially a special grade cursed human haunted by his late childhood friend, Rika Manifestation. Yuta is a young man of average size with a messy head of black hair and dark blue eyes. His body language makes it easy to tell that Yuta is very stressed, and his posture is very unconfident, and he has dark eyelids due to his lack of sleep. At his old school, Yuta wore a suit for the uniform. He sports a long sleeve shirt that stops at his forearms or a black t-shirt and dark green pants for casual wear. After transferring to Tokyo Jujutsu High, Yuta received a specialized uniform. Yuta has a loose white jacket with sleeves that stop at his forearms. The rest of his uniform appears to be the usual Jujutsu High dark colors. He also often carries his sword on his back. Yuta was a very timid and lonely boy who was bullied a lot while growing up. Due to Rika haunting much of his early life, Yuta was unable to connect with other people and has lost all confidence in himself. This makes it difficult for Yuta to interact with others, as they often scare him without meaning to, or he's just too shy to speak to them. Even so, Yuta genuinely cared about other people and decided to isolate himself from them, even if it means remaining alone. Maki Zenin called out Yuta for being a moody kid who's lived his entire life without goals. He even acknowledged this was true and used her advice to gain a meaning for being a Jujutsu sorcerer. This helps Yuta realize that deep down, he truly desires the confidence to feel like he belongs. Yuta still struggled to understand someone like Toge and Uzumaki. He was initially scared of Toge until he realized how kind of a person he truly is and made an effort to establish a social connection between the two of them, even though he was initially wary of Toge. Gaining friends helps Yuta gain confidence in himself and establish the goal to help set Rika free. He felt responsible for turning her into a curse in the first place and worked extremely hard to find a way to help her. At his core, Yuta wants to become someone who can help keep others out of danger. Yuta's abilities and power. Yuta Okkotsu is one of only 4 special grade sorcerers recognized by Jujutsu High. While being haunted by Rika's cursed spirit, Yuta was immediately registered as a special grade due to Rika's immense power. He apparently dominated all of the other Kyoto students in the 2017 Goodwill event and was able to defeat Suguru Geto after releasing the limiter on Rika's powers. After training with Gojo and the other students, Yuta learned to control his cursed energy and becomes reliable with a sword. Even after Rika's curse is dispelled, Yuta still retains his special grade ranking, and Gojo has stated that Yuta has the potential to even surpass him. Yuta's great power comes from being a descendant of one of the big 3 vengeful spirits of Japan. It is the reason he cursed Rika when he rejected her death at a young age. Yuta trained for the majority of 2018 overseas with Miguel, a talented sorcerer commended by Gojo. Since his return, Yuta has become a masterful Jujutsu sorcerer entrusted by the Jujutsu higher-ups to handle curses and execute Sukuna's vessel. Upon confronting Yuji, Naoya Zenin and Choso, both exceptional Jujutsu users, recognized that Yuta was far more powerful than both of them. Naoya, especially, who prides himself on his abilities, quickly allied himself to Yuta to avoid any potential conflict. Choso advised Yuji to run at all costs because fighting Yuta would ensure death, comparing his strength to Sarado Gojo. Yuta is an expert swordsman. Yuta was given a katana to channel Rika's power. Though vigorous training with Maki, a cursed tool user, Yuta became decent with a sword, able to hold his own against powerful cursed spirits and even Suguru Geto, who has exceptional physical prowess. As a second-year student, Yuta continues to wield his katana as his main weapon. He is far more proficient and moves extremely well as a swordsman. Yuta reinforces his body and blade with cursed energy, allowing him to wield it with superhuman physical prowess. He defeated a large, high-level grade cursed spirit with a diving stab so powerful it cracked the ground below it. Yuta's power comes from his relation to Sugawara, but it only first manifested when he transformed Rika into a cursed spirit. Rika became a vengeful spirit so powerful that Suguru Geto, an avid collector of powerful spirits, dubbed her the Queen of Curses. Rika's boundless cursed energy could be shaped into any technique, allowing Yuta to use advanced Jujutsu shortly after learning how to use it. Cursed energy manipulation. Despite Rika's spirit getting unraveled from the curse, Yuta retains the immense amount of cursed energy well after the event. He admitted the amount of his cursed power was even greater than Gojo's. However, Yuta's energy will be exhausted much faster than his teacher, who can flawlessly manage the energy expenditure thanks to his 6 eyes. Yuji and Choso could immediately tell from Yuta's presence that his cursed energy was on par with Gojo, with the former claiming that it was even more creepy and ominous. Initially, as someone who has only been studying Jujutsu for a year as of 2018, Yuta was still learning the ropes on how to control his curse energy. He quickly learned how to channel some of it into his ring or his katana, but would often rely on Rika's full power rather than finally controlling it on his own. While fighting Suguru Geto, Yuta imbued excessive curse energy into his katana and at once shattered it as a result. Following his year overseas, Yuta returned to Japan with much greater control over his massive amounts of cursed energy. He made up for his lack of physical strength by strengthening his entire body and weapon with constant flows of cursed energy while in battle. This state increased his strength and speed tremendously and made the opponents unable to read his energy flows. Yuta's every attack carries incredible destructive power, and he can restrict all incoming damage to himself to a minimum. By falling to the ground with his body reinforced, Yuta shattered the ground from the impact. Additionally, his reinforced physical skills are improved to such a degree that he can contend with Yuji Itadori's natural physical prowess. He can match Yuji's blistering speed while carrying a drawn katana. He even threw a car back at Yuji after the sorcerer with superhuman strength tossed it at him first. Yuta and his swords. Yuta was provided a katana by Gojo as a vessel to channel Rika's cursed energy. At first he struggled to properly focus the cursed energy on the blade and only managed shallow cuts against strong cursed spirits. After vigorous training and experience on missions, Yuta learns properly to wield the sword with Rika's power. However, it was a standard katana and could not take an overflow of the cursed energy, breaking as a result. Yuta received another katana after breaking the first one and continues to use it even without the original Rika's presence. He is a much more proficient swordsman with his new katana, which he carries everywhere in a black case. In battle, Yuta leaves the sheath on his waistband and fights with the sword drawn at all times. His main form of combat appears to be swordplay reinforced by vast cursed energy. Cursed ability Rika. After returning to Japan from his overseas trip, Yuta was able to manifest Rika once again. He has an even greater degree of control over this manifestation than he did earlier in his life, even being capable of forming the spirit partially. It is currently unknown if this entity is related to Rika Orimoto or a different manifestation altogether. Reverse Curse Technique. Thanks to Rika's immense levels of cursed energy, Yuta was quickly able to adapt to his friend's injuries and use a reversed curse technique to heal all of them at once. Yuta used the advanced healing ability with less than a year's worth of Jujutsu training with Rika's power. Cursed Rika Manifestation. A special grade vengeful spirit, Rika, has only been manifested twice. Both times showcased that she is truly one of the most powerful cursed spirits to ever exist. While haunting Yuta, she could attack anyone who got too close to him using her arms without fully manifesting herself, and he could draw cursed energy from her. Fully manifesting with only a small percentage of her power, Rika can effortlessly kill giant curses. At full force, Rika was able to contend with nearly every cursed spirit in Geto's arsenal. After surpassing her limits, Rika's power was far beyond every curse in Geto's collection that put together into his maximum Uzumaki technique. Copied curse techniques. Using an outside source for snake eyes and fangs, Yuta can replicate Toge's cursed speech, something usually reserved for descendants of the Inumaki clan. Yuta has difficulty controlling the cursed energy released by the technique, but it's highly effective nonetheless. He was able to command every single one of Geto's swarm of lower grade curses to die at once, which is just fucking crazy. So anyway, for now this is all I could find about Yuta Okkotsu and his abilities so far in the Jujutsu Kaisen universe, though I think in the coming weeks in the manga we will possibly see even more abilities that he could possibly have, as he has finally made an appearance and is on the same side as the man Yuji. Anyway, if you guys have enjoyed the video, be sure to headbutt the absolute shit out of that like button as it helps out with the algorithm, and leave a comment down below with what you guys think. Also, be sure to subscribe if you're into similar content to do with anime and gaming. But for now, it's been your professional degenerate, Diavolo, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.